Breaking news from a wonky world of cockwombles, because, quite honestly, there's so much refuse to acknowledge what's happening here in the UK and what's being done to you. I would say this, if you carry on like this with your head in the sand, it's always going to be so much easier, isn't it, for the government to take you right up the arse.
Britain's political landscape has erupted once again, and at the centre of the storm is Angela Rayner, Labour's outspoken deputy leader and self-styled voice of the working class. But this time, she's not leading the charge against corruption, she's accused of embodying it. What makes this scandal different is the scale and tone of the backlash. There are no soft apologies, no polished statements from party strategists, because the person taking aim isn't a Westminster insider. It's Katie Hopkins, and her attack hasn't just made noise, it's made impact. Hopkins isn't offering commentary, she's delivering a full-scale political demolition. She's accused Rayner of betraying the very people she built her reputation, defending ordinary working Britons. And whether you agree with Hopkins or not, her outrage echoes a growing sentiment across the country, anger at a political class that seems detached, entitled and hypocritical. Angela Rayner, once celebrated as Labour's working-class warrior, now faces allegations so clear that, as Hopkins quipped, even a child could see through them. The story is simple, the fallout brutal. And if Labour believes it can spin its way out of this crisis, it may soon discover that this time the public isn't buying it.
Prices of the whole summer, when you don't need your heating on, they put the price down. The minute it's fucking freezing and we're about to go into properly Baltic, they shove the price up by 10%. And my question is, where are elderly people supposed to get an extra 150 quid? Or 1,500, or 2,000, or whatever their extra bill is, right? £300. Where are they supposed to rustle that? What would you like them to do, you bastard?
In 2022, a story broke that struck at the very core of Angela Rayner's political identity. Labour's self-proclaimed champion of the working class now stands accused of misleading authorities not over policy, but something far more personal, her own address. At the centre of the controversy is a council house purchased under Margaret Thatcher's Times Right to Buy Times scheme, which Rayner reportedly bought at a heavy discount before selling it for a sizable profit. The problem? Evidence suggests she may not have actually lived there at the time. According to electoral records, Rayner was registered at the Manchester property, but her husband and children were registered somewhere else, and that detail isn't trivial. Under UK electoral law, every voter must be registered at their Times permanent residence *. Providing false information isn't just questionable, it's potentially criminal. For an MP, and particularly a senior member of the opposition, such an allegation doesn't just raise ethical concerns, it poses a direct threat to her career. But to Katie Hopkins, this was only the beginning. Because while Rayner's past dealings invite scrutiny, her record in office has done little to restore trust. Take her flagship promise, 1.5 million new homes. It was one of Labour's boldest pledges, a message of hope amid Britain's deepening housing crisis. Yet today that promise has all but vanished. No plan, no progress, no accountability. Hopkins was quick to seize on the contradiction, a housing minister who once profited from a council house, now presiding over a system that continues to fail those most in need. The optics are brutal, the hypocrisy glaring, and the damage both to Rayner and to Labour's credibility may only just be beginning.
Rachel Reeves, what would you like them to do? Would you like them to what? Auction off a kidney, maybe? I mean, what use is a fucking 85-year-old kidney? It's probably knackered. It's had that much piss go through it over a whole lifetime. They can't sell one of them. What do you want them to sell? Their eyeballs, well, the half of them can't fucking see because they're 95. Well, where are they supposed to find the money? Well, under a mattress, really? That's what really bugs me, is it's going to cost them more. Okay, where are they supposed to get it? What, they're going to go out and work, are they? Can't see, can't hear properly. Some of them can barely move.
Rachel Reeves, Labour's economic chief, has been making the case for fiscal responsibility. But as Katie Hopkins sharply asked, *, what exactly does that mean for Britain's elderly? Asterisk. Hopkins didn't hold back. In her words, the message from Labour might as well be asterisk, sell a kidney. Asterisk, a biting piece of sarcasm, but one that exposes a real and growing anger. Because, as she pointed out, what use is an 85-year-old kidney? The comment was crude, yes, but it captured the absurdity of expecting pensioners, many of them frail and housebound, to somehow make up the shortfall left by a failing system. And that's the point. Behind the humour lies despair. As another harsh winter approaches and energy bills continue to climb, millions of pensioners are asking the same question. Hopkins voiced times, how is a 90-year-old living alone meant to find £300 just to keep the heating on? Asterisk. This isn't satire, it's the uncomfortable truth, a truth that Labour's front bench appears unwilling to confront. Hopkins's outrage, whether one agrees with her or not, resonates because it echoes a deep public frustration that those who built the country, who paid in all their lives, are now being left to fend for themselves. And she didn't stop with Angela Rayner. Hopkins broadened her attack, naming Rachel Reeves, Keir Starmer, and the wider Labour leadership, accusing them of betraying the very people they claim to champion. A party that once stood for compassion now, she argued, presides over hardship, excuses and neglect. Her commentary then turned to the energy sector and the quiet cruelty few in Westminster dare to discuss. Energy companies, she said, asterisk lower prices in summer when no one needs heating, only to raise them again when the cold bites hardest. Asterisk, it's deliberate, it's systemic. And yet, it continues with government approval. Meanwhile, where is Angela Rayner? Hopkins's answer was cutting times, not fighting for the vulnerable, not standing up for pensioners, but fighting to save her own career. Asterisk. And that's the heart of the indictment. A Labour Party once built on protecting ordinary people, now accused of abandoning them when it matters most.
Sir Keir Starmer was outlining his plans to solve the housing crisis by building 1.5 million new houses today, but he's been overshadowed by his deputy leader's very own housing crisis. Angela Rayner is tonight facing a potential police investigation over accusations that she lied about her living circumstances before she sold her former council house. Now, Rayner bought a former council house in Manchester in 2007 under Margaret Thatcher's Right to Buy scheme, before selling it 8 years later in 2015. But it's emerged that despite Rayner being registered at the address of that Manchester council house in 2010, her husband and 2 youngest children were registered at another address. Now, under electoral rules, voters must register at their permanent home address, and anyone that knowingly provides false information could face a criminal conviction and prison time.
Keir Starmer takes to the podium, warning the nation about Times foreign interference times, accusing Elon Musk of undermining democracy by supporting Nigel Farage. Yet the irony is staggering. This is the same man who once sent more than 100 Labour Party volunteers to the United States to campaign for Hillary Clinton. Flights paid, hotels paid, all funded by Labour, British resources used for an American election. If that isn't foreign political interference, what is? The hypocrisy isn't just striking, it's blinding. And then there's Angela Rayner, Starmer's deputy, once hailed as the fiery defender of Britain's working class. Where is she now? Her promises of new homes and renewed hope have dissolved into silence. The scandal over her Times Right to Buy Times windfall continues to grow, and now, astonishingly, she's backing plans to scrap the very scheme that helped her climb out of poverty. Think about that. A woman who personally profited by tens of thousands of pounds from a council house discount now wants to deny others the same opportunity. That's not reform, that's betrayal. This is the heart of the crisis. A Labour leadership preaching equality while practising elitism. It's a betrayal that leaves pensioners shivering in their homes, that burdens the poor while shielding the powerful. And it's that cruelty, not just incompetence, that Katie Hopkins has made it her mission to expose. Hopkins doesn't mince words. Her message to Britain's elderly is stark but simple. Asterisk, turn your heating on, survive first, worry later. Asterisk, because, she warns, the government won't be there to help. Angela Rayner has made her choice. Now the public must make theirs. This isn't just another Westminster scandal, it's a national reckoning, a test of who still believes in truth, dignity and accountability. And if Starmer, Rayner or the Labour Party believe they can continue unchecked, they may be in for a shock. Katie Hopkins has dropped the gloves. The public is starting to wake up. And this fire? It's only just beginning. Subscribe to **UK Politics **, because while the headlines distract, we'll keep uncovering the truth.